Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another video. I hope you're ready for another mansion because I built one in Windenburg on a 64 by 64 lot, and I don't know if I've ever built on this lot actually. I mean, for this channel and in a video, I don't even know, but I felt like working on a autumnal mansion. At first I wanted to work on the Discord besides my build video, but then I gravitated towards working on a autumnal build. Autumn is my favorite season ever, and I can't shut up about this every year. Like, as soon as it's autumn, I like to tell you that I'm obsessed with spooky season, autumn in general. I just love this season so much. So I'm a bit late, I have to admit, but it's finally time for a autumnal build. So I built this on the 64 by 64 lot because I knew that I would need a lot of space for this. The idea was to have a modern farmhouse, and when you take a look at Pinterest, for example, you see so many modern farmhouses. People are so into this apparently, and it's beautiful. Like, you see all these farmhouse conversions, so you have a relatively old rustic farm and then people remodel it completely and they turn it into a modern build, this kind of thing. And I was inspired by this. I didn't use any reference for this, I just came up with this, but there are a lot of similar houses on Pinterest, like this type of style, I think. So you have these super wide walls, you have black windows, a dark roof. I don't know, it's always the same kind of style, and I'm obsessed. It's really, really beautiful. So at first I wanted to build something that's really, really autumnal in the sense of having lots of dark browns, warm wood tones, this kind of thing, lots of greens. But then I thought, okay, I'm super into this type of style, so why not build a farm like this, and then I just combine it with a autumnal theme. So I turned this into a pumpkin farm. As you already saw in the beginning of the video, there are so many pumpkins and you need spooky stuff for this. And when you have spooky stuff, you can carve pumpkins, which is really beautiful. It's a really fun activity for your Sims. And when you activate the bb.show hidden objects cheat, you can actually find all the pumpkins in the debug menu. And there's also a uncarved one. So you can use this one if you want to build a spooky build. Of course, you could also use the carved ones, which would be perfect for a spooky build, but here I was going for this pumpkin farm theme, so I didn't want to incorporate too much Halloween into this, so it's like more like a general autumnal build and not like a Halloween spooky build. I'm also planning to work on a spooky build. I'm also in a collab for Halloween this year again, so there will be some spooky content soon. I'm kind of behind everything. Like, I've told you about this in my last video and in the video before. It's been a whirlwind. Like, so much stuff has been happening, and now I have more time to build. And I wish that I could have put this out yesterday, but then it took me so long to finish this. I mean, you know the struggle. It's a 64 by 64, it just happens. And I'm kind of behind the whole autumn and spooky thing, I feel like, but there's still time. And here we are with this mansion at least. And here I'm using the Iron Living Glass floor, and I use 2 to rotate this object. So I like to do this a lot, but in case you're new here, I like to use the 2 mod by Twisted Maxi, which is amazing. And you can use it to rotate objects, and this doesn't affect the gallery upload. So even if you don't use mods, you can still grab this from the gallery and the objects will still be rotated. And what you can do is you can rotate this object to create a window. Basically, you can do all kinds of different things with this, a greenhouse. I mean, I'm going to do some fun stuff with this object later in the video and you will see what I'm talking about. And here I used a sized up cats and dogs door. So this door is just a teeny tiny small door that is part of cats and dogs, and I was inspired by Marlin, who is amazing. I'm going to link her channel down below, so please check Marlin out. She's such a talented builder, and a couple of weeks ago I watched her stream and she worked on a walk-in closet in a house, and she sized up this door, and I thought it's such a cute idea because it looks like a barn door, which was just perfect for this build. So this is what inspired me to add all these doors to this build. And here I'm adding foundation pieces to create some custom stairs in the front. So you can place a foundation piece right next to each other, like 2 foundation pieces. This is not working, unfortunately. The game doesn't allow this, but you can simply leave a gap and then you can fill in the gap with the good old terrain tools. And the cool thing is, as long as the height difference is not too high, this is indeed functional. Your Sims will be able to walk up and down there. So each step is only allowed to be one step smaller than the one before. When you change the height of a foundation, there is a white line, some type of indicator, which tells you that the height is identical to the other foundation. Like when it pops up, you know that they are on the same level, and then just make it one step smaller and then it works perfectly fine. I've made a tutorial about this. It's on my channel. You can find the tutorial playlist down below in the description box, but it's really simple. You really just have to make sure that you have like only one step height difference, and you of course have to use the terrain tools to just fill in the gap. And here at this point, I just decided to add a bit of shrubbery here and there. I used Tool to just have them on the correct level, just so it looks more beautiful. And at this point, the house is really coming along. The floor I used is from the base game, and I just love this floor so much. It's just so beautiful. It's so simple and basic, and it's base game, but it's perfect for a house like this. Also, I used some type of frame around the side-step doors and also a column. These two objects are also part of Cats and Dogs, and you can also find them in the debug menu. So always activate your debug cheats, because there are a lot of great things in the debug menu. And then I wanted to have a huge chimney. I just combined 3 of them next to each other on a wall, so I had a really huge chimney. And I eventually just decided to add some white stairs to my foundation. So I created these custom steps, and I could have continued doing this, but then I felt like in combination with some proper stairs, it looks really good. And I also didn't want to just change the terrain height or to just expand the whole area, because it was already so big. And then it was all about adding some details, some corbels, just different things, so it looks beautiful. And I was so excited to finally place some pumpkins later. Like at this point, I was really happy with how the whole build turned out so far, and I just love this pop of color, the orange. It's just so autumnal, and as I said, I just can't shut up about autumn. So yeah, I was really excited about this. And here I added a different floor color, as you just saw. This way I just created some type of pattern. You just have to press F or Alt F, I don't even know right now, on your keyboard, so you have half tiles, and this way you can just create this type of pattern, which is really beautiful. I know that a lot of simmers like to use a wall or a fence to just create this type of shape. This also works, but here in this case it wouldn't, because I don't even think you could place a wall on top because of the different foundation heights. So this is the best choice, just place some half tiles in this case. And this here is a outdoor retreat debug object. It's just a fence, and I figured it would be perfect for this type of build. And here I started to work on the greenhouse. So I rotated some idle living glass floors again. You already saw that in the beginning when I worked on the window, so I didn't want to include the whole process, because this just involved a lot of rotating and copying objects using Tool. So it's the same method. You just use Tool to rotate this object. I have a Tool tutorial on my channel in case you're interested, and then you just place the same object over and over again. This would be boring. And then I used the frame and the columns that I mentioned, and this way I just have a proper greenhouse, which looks really weird at this point, but I'm going to use another debug object, which will be base game, to create a roof. And I again added some of the side step doors, and I feel like here in the greenhouse they really shine. Here you can really tell that they look like a barn door or something, and later on I'm going to rotate them so it looks as if one of the doors is a bit ajar, which looks really beautiful and more dynamic. And this here is my good old base game debug object. It's just a column, a wood column or something, a wood pillar, and I rotated it, and then I just created some type of roof. I didn't want to add a proper roof to this because of the look, and I wanted to have this whole outdoor feeling, and it's all about being on the outside and just farming. And speaking of farming, The next expansion pack is coming soon and it won't be farming. I just want to say this. I just want to put this little disclaimer out there because I know that not everyone is kind of in the loop, and the Sims team already confirmed a couple of months or weeks ago, I don't even remember, that there will be another expansion pack, but it won't include farming, cars, improved babies, or bunk beds. So don't get your hopes up if this is what you've been hoping for. Personally, I would love a farming pack. I mean, look at this, working on a farm. I mean, I love the theme and I'm still hoping for a farming pack one day, but this is not going to happen this time around. And we know that the expansion pack is supposed to come soon, or at least a trailer, because the Sims team quietly put up a little teaser in the Sims 4 main menu. I don't even notice this. Like, I just load up my game, then I click on play, and that's it. To be honest, I don't even read what's happening in the main menu. But they just added this little piece of information to the main menu, and then Simmer started to tweet about this, like the Sims community, for example. And this is how I found out about this. And I'm just really excited. And to be honest, I just want to be surprised. I don't want any leaks, nothing. I mean, I like to talk about speculations here as soon as something just kind of happens on Twitter when there are leaks or something. But this time around, I just hope that there won't be any leaks. I don't know, it's been so weird. Like, every single pack recently has been leaked. I mean, when Autumnal Living came out, even like over 1 year ago, we already knew that it would be Autumnal Living probably. And then ever since this pack, every pack was leaked, I feel like. I don't think that there was one surprise ever since Autumnal Living came out. Like, there was always some random leak, either some weird Target leaks or someone like leaked it on the EA side or Origin, I don't know, but people always found out, and this is kind of sad because I just want to be surprised and I want this to be a proper surprise. I just personally hope it's nothing we've ever seen before. I hope it's something that just blows us away. I know that a lot of people were disappointed in the Star Wars pack. I personally really enjoy the build objects, and I've even used a couple of them here in this build. The lamps, for example, are really, really beautiful, but I know that it was not that well received, and same goes for some other packs, unfortunately. And I just hope that it's like a pack that just pleases almost everyone, like something really beautiful, something everyone was hoping for or not hoping for, like the kind of thing when it's revealed you just had no idea that you wanted this, but suddenly you realize you wanted this all along. Like this kind of thing. I'm just hoping for a huge surprise. And I mean, the main speculation, and this is like really, really just a speculation, there aren't any leaks, nothing, it's just speculation, but a lot of people have been talking about a winter vacation pack. The main reason for that is that there was a survey like last year, half a year ago, I don't even know, and in this survey they asked about different things involving skiing and stuff. Technically, like, it takes a long time to work on a pack. Like, I think they easily put 1 or 2 years into a pack. So if it's a winter vacation pack, why did they include this in a survey like maybe 6 months ago? But then on the other hand, it was just about features, so maybe they just wanted to know which little features to add, like skiing and sledding, I don't know. But the animations would also take a long time probably, I don't know, just speculation. But people have been wishing for a winter vacation pack. Personally, yes, I'm here for this. Would be amazing. I would love to build hotels. I want to build some really cozy cabins. I would love to have a beautiful world to build in, because like Autumnal Living, for example, in my opinion, is a perfect pack if you are a builder, because the whole world is really beautiful. The theme is beautiful. It's just a theme to build for. When you think of Strangerville, for example, we have some beautiful windows and doors, and the world has a really distinct style, but it's definitely not just like a pack that pleases most builders, I guess. But Autumnal Living was a perfect pack for builders, and same goes for Get Famous. Every pack includes amazing stuff that you could use to build something always, but I feel like for some packs even more amazing. But some packs are just better than others when it comes to building and build by and the world around it. And I think a winter vacation pack would be really good for builders, probably. So I'm really excited about this, if this should be the case. But as I said, there isn't even a leak at this point. It's really just rumors, and people just hope for it, to be honest. Like, not even rumor. It's not even a rumor. It's just wishful thinking because of a survey. This would be great. Let me know in the comments down below, what are you hoping for? I don't know, just, is there any pack you've been dreaming of? What do you think of a winter vacation pack? Like a beautiful world, mountains, snow, skiing, sledding, a beautiful cabin, just this whole winter vibe. I mean, it's autumn, but soon it's winter, so I think it would be perfect. A spooky pack would also be amazing. We have spooky stuff, but I mean, it's just a stuff pack. There's a couple of things, but that's it. Just imagine a proper haunted manor pack or something. Also, speaking of which, I've been watching The Haunting of Bly Manor, and I'm obsessed. Like 2 years ago, The Haunting of Hill House came out, and I just love this show so much. One of the best shows I've ever watched. If you haven't watched it yet, please watch it. I'm not spoiling anything. All I'm saying is that sometimes in the horror genre, some stuff is just really bland, boring. It's just all about jump scares, and that's it, which can also be super fun. It's like a cheap thrill. It's really fun. Why not? It can just be fun. I also like that sometimes. But The Haunting of Hill House has such a really enticing storyline. It's just really wonderful. It's just so emotional, and it's really scary. I mean, this is what it's all about. You just want to be a little bit spooked because of spooky season maybe, and I really enjoy this, so I can totally recommend it. It's just like not one of those, I don't know, like Insidious, for example, which was a really fun movie, but in my opinion, it was really cliche, lots of jump scares, a really simple storyline after all. And this is like the complete opposite. The Haunting of Hill House had like a really, really wonderful storyline, and now season 2 came out. It's a mini series, so they didn't continue the storyline of season 1. It's a completely new storyline, but they used some of the actors again, a lot like American Horror Story, just much better in my opinion. Don't come for me. I know a lot of people love American Horror Story, and I like it, but I always feel like the writing is a bit weird. I feel like every season starts super strong, and I'm like really curious, and then at some point it's like really weird and it doesn't make a lot of sense, and the writing gets weaker in my opinion. This is how I always feel about American Horror Story, even though I enjoy it a lot. And this is also what happened with Wretched, which I recently watched. Amazing show, I can recommend it. But this is like how I feel about Ryan Murphy. I said it. It's just what it is. I really enjoyed Roanoke, I think it was called. And I know that a lot of people didn't like this American Horror Story season, but I felt like it was different. However, I feel like The Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor are like in a completely different league. If you are into being scared and a bit, yeah, just some spooky stuff and also a good storyline, that I can just totally recommend this. Yeah, I can just totally recommend to watch these 2 seasons, and it's on Netflix, so just watch it if you are looking for some cool stuff to watch for because of Halloween. And yeah, again, I'm talking about something related to autumn and Halloween. I still have to decorate. I haven't decorated at all. Nothing. I won't participate in any trick-or-treating activities. I always have some candy ready usually. I also like to decorate the house on the outside because of the kids. I really love Halloween. I always have some candy for them, but because of the whole situation, Halloween is just going to be a lot different this year for many people, unfortunately. But I hope whatever you do at Halloween, when you just have a chill night at home, this is what I'm planning to do, for example. I just hope that you will have a great time. We are just going to watch some horror movies or a TV show. I don't know. We will see what's going to happen. Then we will have some food, some good food, and this is just going to be it. And just some decorations, some candles, just a really chill night in, and that's it. Also, my KitchenAid arrived today and I'm so excited, and it's so beautiful. It's red and it's like a little bit sparkly, like when you take a close look, and I was just so shocked how heavy it is. I mean, I saw in the description how much it weighs, but then you look at this, you have like this little stand mixer, like not little, but you just see this stand mixer. It has like the size that you would expect for a stand mixer, and then when you just try to lift it, you're like, wow, this is heavy. Also, when you want to tilt the head, it's like really heavy. And I don't know, I've never, like before this, I had never touched a KitchenAid in my life, so I was kind of surprised, and I'm so in love. I already made some pizza dough, and according to the recipe, you have to knead it like a long time, like 20 minutes. And when I just imagine me kneading dough for 20 minutes, no, not going to happen. So it was really great to just do it in the KitchenAid, and I'm just going to bake some bread and some cake, and my boyfriend will just, I don't know, will just bake all the things. He loves cake. He's like obsessed with cake, anything sweet. So he's really excited. I'm just going to bake a lot of stuff for him, and I just love to cook and bake, as I said in my last video, and I'm just really excited. And it's also so convenient in general. Like when you have to knead dough, you just have to put the flour on the counter and all that stuff. And now I just put it into the bowl, and that's it, ready, done. And I just love this. It's just so beautiful, and because it sparkles, and I just stood in the kitchen and I looked at it for a while. Also, I love anything sparkly. Like I don't like when I decorate stuff, there isn't really anything sparkly in my home in general. Like I'm not someone who has sparkly stuff everywhere, but when I see something that sparkles, just anything that's glitter, I just can't look away. It's so beautiful. Weird, but it's just so beautiful to look at, in my opinion. I just realized this at some point. I love sparkly things, apparently. But back to the build. So I've been furnishing this thing here, and I wanted to try something new. So what I did was, because of the whole farming theme, I wanted to include something suitable for animals, or in this case pets. So I included some stuff for cats and dogs, and I realized that I never do this. I realized that I most of the time never really have a theme for a house, or only rarely when I build a bachelor pad, for example. And I always keep my houses relatively basic on the inside. So when someone has a pet, they can just add some stuff for pets, basically. I mean, not everyone likes to play with cats and dogs, for example. So I always feel like if I include the food bowls and stuff and the scratch post, then I mean, what is someone who doesn't use these things gonna do with it? I mean, you could just delete it, but this is kind of like my way of thinking. I just really try to keep the inside super vanilla, kind of. But in this case, because of the whole farming idea and animals and stuff, I wanted to have a cute corner in the living room for pets, and I think it turned out super cute. I also tried to combine different colors, so it looks a bit different. The whole kitchen area, it's like I feel like the style is kind of different from the way I usually like to furnish. This here is one of the bedrooms, a kid's room, and I try to be also a bit creative with this. As you can see, the headboard and then the lights and the shelves, just different things, and the color scheme as well. But I wanted to include a pink bedroom at first. I always do this. I don't know, like my signature color for kids' rooms, I always have a pink room because I just think the color looks so happy in this game. But here I wanted to have a purple room. I just didn't want to build another pink room, so I decided to go for this pastel purple, and the rug is part of Nifty Knitting. And because of this beautiful pastel blue and green color, the contrast, it looks like candy. I really love this, so I decided to have a purple bedroom. And I used a toddler bed, but there is a lot of space, so technically if you use this house, if you want to have a regular kids room, you could simply delete the toddler bed and have a regular kids bed, because it's a really spacious room. I mean, for a toddler at least. So there's enough space, so you could just get rid of the toddler bed, or when your toddler ages up, just replace it with a regular kids bed. This is another bedroom. Here I wanted to stay within the whole autumn theme. This was also my idea for the other kids' room that you just saw, where I used lots of oranges. I kind of wanted to represent the whole autumn feel on the inside. This is why I also used some pumpkins to decorate the dining table. So just a small detail here and there. And this is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to use this build, you can download it from the gallery. My ID is KateEmerald, but you can also find all the information down below in the description box, including my tutorial playlist. And also, I'm going to add the link to the community Discord to the description box as well, in case you haven't joined yet, but maybe you want to join. So you can just join us and we can have a chat. So I hope you have a perfect day. Thank you for watching, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye!